Hey guys, Richard here, and today's topic is about creating a very attractive, awesome single life for yourself. First of all, before you think about adding someone else like a long-term partner into the equation. Now, I'm not saying you should totally shut the world away. Actually, quite opposite. Simply, this idea is about really being yourself, being authentic, going after your dreams, going after the things that you want to do, and basically, as you begin to do that, people are going to attract to you. And not only are people going to be attracted to you, the right kind of people will be attracted to you, not the kind of codependent people that are not going to last or stuff like that. So we want you to be at this level. So that's what I mean here. So let's crack into this right now. So if you had spoken to me about this idea about 4 or 5 years ago, I would have strongly disagreed with you because I was so plugged in to groupthink, and I also had this notion that love and romance should be about finding that special one person who's going to complete you, right? How much have we been told about this idea? Now the problem here is that this is a very unattractive trait to possess, and if you have this trait, you are simply not going to be attracting the right kind of person that you want, but rather you're going to be repelling people. The people that you want, you're going to be actually doing the opposite to it. So it's quite funny the way your own human psychology works. And we see here in society that we are told this idea that we are not complete until we find a person who's going to complete us. And once we find that person, we're going to live beautifully after, happy after ever, right? We see this idea being portrayed in movies, books, magazine, TV shows, everywhere, right? And it's so deeply ingrained in most people's psyche. And sure, you might say, well, Richard, isn't that the way love should be? No, that's not how a healthy relationship looks like. That's how a very dysfunctional, codependent sort of relationship looks like, whereby we have two people coming together, needing each other to, or needing one another to complete each other. So, for example, this might be you. Right now, you might be feeling a little bit lonely, and you say to yourself, wow, if I can just get that love from that guy, or if I can just find a woman who's going to love me. The problem here is that you are needy in one way or one shape or the other. And even if you are able to attract this person, basically what we have here is a codependent sort of relationship. And this is not the type of relationship that you want. Basically, if you look at you here, you are needy and you feel that you don't have love in your life, that you're single, you're miserable, and what you want is somebody else to come and give you some love so that you could feel what you can feel worthy. Now, this is the problem, because if you create relationship of this kind of basis, wow, it's not going to work. Honestly, not going to work, and it's going to be a relationship that's going to eventually kind of fail or fade away, or even if it does last, it's not going to be something exciting, and it's ultimately not going to be something that you want. And honestly, if you are coming from this mindset that you actually need somebody to complete you, wow, you got a lot of work to do. Because even if I give you the ideal partner, the problem here is that psychologically they cannot fulfill you, because you're simply responsible for your own happiness, right? Your happiness shouldn't be someone else's job to fulfill. You are responsible for your own happiness, and only your own happiness, and the other person should be responsible for their own happiness. And that's how a healthy relationship comes about, and I'm going to explain that later on. But quickly, what does this have to do with anything about creating an awesome single life? First of all, I'm not suggesting that you stay single for the rest of your life. I mean, we are human beings and we have psychological, we are neurologically wired to want to connect with other people. We want love, we want romance, we want to raise kids and have a family. There's nothing wrong with that. That's being human. But to come from this point that you need somebody else to complete you, that is the problem, because it's going to create a lot of turmoil. And I find that relationship is really the most thorny issues and the most it's basically an issue that most people really get themselves so stuck in life, and then they waste so many years. So you definitely do not want to do this, right? So what do we need to know about relationship? Basically, there's a very clear principle about how a healthy relationship works. And this is the kind of relationship that you ultimately want. I know you want this, right? I definitely want this for myself. And it is this relationship where we have, and this is how the structure looks like. A healthy relationship is one where we have a person A here completely independent, has his own stuff going on in his life, has his values in place, has his passion in place. He doesn't need validation from the other person. He's completely grounded. He knows who he is. He knows what he stands for. This is one person here. And then on the other hand here, person B, equally independent, knows his value, knows the passion, doesn't need validation, doesn't need that person in his life either. And then what happens is that two independent people, they come together and then they create an entirely different entity here in the middle, which is their relationship. That's how a healthy relationship looks like. And basically what these two independent people are saying is that, we have something in common, and then I think we should create something that is greater than the sum of its parts, and that's their relationship here. Whereas a codependent dysfunctional type of relationship, which surprisingly or unsurprisingly the majority of people have, is this sort of relationship whereby there's this enmeshment. So we have person A who is not confident in themselves, who doesn't have their own psychological aspect taken care of. They lack certain things about themselves. They're not really grounded as a person. They don't have their own needs met, or they're not meeting their own needs. And then we have equally dependent person here who doesn't have his own need met, or has not even grown to that point, and basically they come together and then they do something like this, right? This is a codependent dysfunctional set of relationship. Now, relationship could go on to be very abusive in this structure, but I'm really kind of talking about a mild form of unhealthy relationship. Either ways, you do not want this. Whether it turns abusive or not, you do not want this sort of relationship. I mean, it's just going to eat up on your energy and stuff like that. So ultimately, this is not what I recommend for you. So if that's the structure, how do you get that? Well, we need to talk about some of the things that you should be doing in order to get yourself to that independent level, such that when you are at this independent level, then you are normally just kind of going through your day, and because you're looking after yourself, you're going to attract people who are on the same level. You do not want to attract people who are on the below level, basically, because that's not going to be what you want. So how do we go about creating this kind of healthy single life, so to speak, right? To create this kind of life simply means you have to live your life well. And to live your life well means that, first of all, you're taking care of your own psychology, you are looking after your own emotional needs, you're looking after your psychological needs, you are setting up a good career for yourself, you are supporting other people in the best possible way, you do something that you love. And if you spend all your energy focusing on all these areas, basically, as you go out there and then engage in other activities, you are going to basically bump into people, and then they're going to be like, wow, that person is very different, and they are automatically going to be attracted to you. But what I find most single people doing is that, because they feel very lonely in themselves or in their lives right now, they look out to other people's relationship and say, well, I really wish my relationship was that person's relationship, and I really want to be with that kind of guy and stuff like that, instead of them focusing all their energy getting all this list of things I've mentioned in place. They don't do that. They focus on their friends' relationship and what other people are doing instead of focusing on yourself. Convert those energy, put them on yourself, and I bet you if you do that, wow, it's just going to be amazing for you. And I also find that most single people, they're not happy by themselves. So what they do is that they plug in into some external source. It might be watching excessive movie, playing video games, or getting stuck in a job that they don't like. And these are basically escape routes, because they're not facing what they need to face, which is ultimately to face yourself and do the work that is necessary to create the kind of life that you want. So further examples here include, right, start traveling, start that business that you want to start, pick up a new hobby, start doing things that are a little bit out of your comfort zone. And as you begin to do those things, wow, you're always going to be meeting people in all these different avenues. For example, if you are going out there trying to work on your business, don't you think you're going to be coming across so many people? Yes, you will be. And majority of those people will be attracted to you because you're out there pushing your comfort zone. You're not sitting there like the average single person is doing, which is just feeling miserable about themselves and hoping that somebody's going to come and save them. Nope, we don't do that here on this channel. We go there, we create the kind of life we want, and then other people are attracted to that. Yep. So that's kind of how you go about creating a awesome, attractive single life. I hope you really take this idea here, because if you do not take to heart what I have to say here, I'll be pretty mad. Considering the amount of things I experience on a daily basis, your attraction level could be crazy. People will be attracted. People love people who are actually out there doing their thing, not a dependent person who's begging for someone else to be part of their life. No way. All right, that's all I have to say in this video. Shoot me a comment. Let me know what you think about this idea. And I shall see you guys later. Bye.